That's the reason that we left the colonies, because of the way they tell time.
Well, I would say 3/4 of an hour. If it's like going to be in the future, like how much longer? And it's 45 minutes. Or say 3/4 of an hour.
It's
whatever.
6 o'clock and 75%.
There you go.
6 and 75% of an hour.
75% of 7.
That reminds me, it's other things. So I have a kid story. Just a couple of days ago, my 5-year-old was driving around her little Tykes car in the yard, and she goes, "I'm going really slow." And I said, "How slow are you going?" And she goes, "Oh, just 1% slow." That is slow.
That is slow. That is so slow.
Well, Juan was asking me if my screen joke ever worked, and the answer is not really. I mean, it depends on the context. It never killed, but there was a couple times I told it, and they kind of went with me, and they thought it was interesting, but nobody ever thought it was hilarious like I did.
Sensible chuckles.
Yeah, and that's the thing it was pretty disconcerting for me, because I thought when the lady threw the screen in the yard, it's like, holy smokes, this is going to be a fantastic story that I'm going to get lots of mileage out of.
Yeah,
it's like that is
my
a
next
gift.
viral video, the screen in the yard joke.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But
Let's hear that keyboard, JT.
Yep. Loud enough?
I think it's good. Listeners think.
It's Extreme Skews Mother's Day edition.
What kind of activities are the mothers going to try tonight?
Extreme activities. Water skiing. Lion taming.
Fire eating.
Wrapping water chestnuts in bacon.
Alligator wrestling.
Their first TikTok post.
For the first time ever, you will see toothpaste put back into the tube.
Setting the clock on their VCR.
Writing name in underwear.
Coming up with jokes.
And many more.
Extreme Skews.
Okay, then.
You didn't know what you were in for tonight, folks.
Now you do.
So far, everything is
That was the best.
everything is working
ever.
according to plan.
I would like to say, first of all, I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers
Happy,
out there.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yay.
But I do want to highlight somebody who's seldom ever recognized on Mother's Day, and it's little known. So I love my wife. My wife's a mother, and but no one mentions the fact that I made her a mother.
So shout out to Juan DeVivo on Mother's Day.
Everyone who has, yeah, exactly. It's just it's a group of people that don't get enough attention on Mother's Day. It's those who have created the mothers, made them mothers.
Happy Mother's Day,
Yeah, thanks, man.
Just so you know, Juan is not the official spokesman of the entire SCQS.
The thoughts and opinions expressed by Juan DeVivo do not represent.
You're crossing my name out now.
Yeah.
Do some stuff now, guys.
Let's do some stuff
Let's
now,
go.
Rachel.
Time to do some stuff now.
Let's do some stuff.
That's the problem. Fathers don't get enough recognition on Mother's Day.
Yeah, it's a little recognized group.
All right,
Trying to make sure everybody gets.
we're going backstage.
All right.
Bye. Ever? We didn't check her. She didn't get us.
No, we didn't. We didn't check her. Hey, welcome to SCQS in our extreme Mother's Day.
Oh, JT's got glasses on. It's gonna get wild.
Oh, yeah. My name is John, aka Turbo's son. To my immediate right is Juan Chinese Rocket DeVivo. Hey, Juan, how are
Yeah,
you?
keep up where that thing's gonna land.
Underneath him is Zip's
Stay
boy,
safe, folks.
Prisha. Well, she'll be on a little bit later. And then Brian, April, rounding out the square in the lower left-hand corner.
Happy birthday
And
or
we
happy
are-
Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
Yes.
Yes,
Technically,
happy-
it was a birthday that made it Mother's Day.
That's true. Well, happy birthday if it's your birthday and you're a mother, and if you're not, and it's just Mother's Day, happy birthday when it's your birthday.
Right.
that'd be kind of a ripoff
Thanks
if you
for
were born
clearing.
on Mother's Day, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Dang it.
Yeah.
I have a day too now, guys.
like, like being born on
Oh.
Christmas. We have a gigantic show for you this evening.
How big is it?
don't know. Well, it's huge. It's our producer's not really ready to show you how big.
You guys hear the enthusiasm, Juan, between the two of them? How big is it? Oh,
It's so
It's enormous. It's fantastically
crazy.
it's so
fantastically
big, she's
large.
not even ready. Oh, there's a.
If this is your typical show, this is the typical show here. Tonight's show, by comparison, looks like this.
Whoa, your mom's so big.
That's not what I'm
You're
trying
not
to
that
say.
kind of. How big is she, Juan?
She's 4 times a mammoth. That's not what I was trying to say, actually. I was just trying to say that the concept of mom. All right, before we go any further, we need to recognize our clickers of the week.
All right. Some people like to go to church and listen to their vicars. We love that too, but most of all, we're crazy about the clickers.
Yeah, this week's clickers of the week, in no particular order, are
Suzanne
March and
Kathy
Rose.
I can say that's the best we've ever done with that.
As long as we end together, it really doesn't matter what happens.
We're getting better.
Yeah.
We're getting better. I found that if I just stretch it out really long and then wait for you guys to stop talking, then I can put an end to it. And it's
A button, as they say in the theater. Put a button.
Yes.
But in all seriousness, thank you to our clickers of the week and all of the sponsors on the show who help keep us afloat in these troubling times. Thank you guys for your support. And thank you guys for tuning in and joining us.
yes, we do appreciate it. We can't mention everybody every week, but we'll do our best to give a shout out to a couple, and to the rest of you, thank you. Also, did you guys notice that I have new glasses? Did you see that?
Oh yeah, totally.
Look
That
at 'em.
was
I did not.
And thank you for that, because it was actually the your support that has allowed me to get glasses so that I can see. And here's what I've discovered: that being able to see when you drive is super handy.
Yeah.
This is a story about John and your contributions to John. Can you give us a little background music, JT? A little soft and emotional. Your contributions have been able to make it so John Brannion can see.
Yeah.
And now he sees the world in new ways. Things like people and crosswalks and stop signs and so many other things.
Other
we just wanna
cars in the road.
Birds,
So we just want to say thank you for your support.
they're distracting. That's what I was going for. I got them at Eyes of Faith. So if you guys need some glasses or contact lenses, look at Juan's glasses.
Mine are from. I don't know if I should say that. Maybe they don't want me speaking for them. Maybe that's the thing.
Well, fine.
Eyes of Faith. Yeah, I don't know.
Eyes of
I don't know.
Faith. Anyway, I got my glasses from them. Good guys.
Yep,
Good
good people.
These
And
are like $1.99. Readers
from
CVS.
the Lions Club. Okay.
Yeah. I actually
From the
found
lost
there,
bin.
there was actually somebody sleeping on the streets, and I just was like, "Oh, I could use some. I just want to look
Nice.
stylish." That's the,
And he wandered out in the road.
exactly. But John
So
could
that-
see him, so
I
Oh,
could see
yeah.
him, and I stepped right over him.
that's right.
That's what I was
wins.
going for, actually. I looked at a lot of different frames, and I said, which ones are going to be the most distracting? And this is what I picked. So it worked like a charm. JT has a special Mom's Day song that this is a tribute to mothers. So you can set this up however you need, JT.
All right. I'm a big fan of the musical South Pacific, so this is a An adaptation of a song from South Pacific dedicated to all you moms. We got sunlight on the sand, we got moonlight on the sea, we got mangoes and bananas you can pick right off a tree, we got volleyball and skills we can perform with great aplomb, but best of all, we got mom. We get packages from home, we get movies, we get shows, we get speeches from our skipper and advice from Tokyo Rose, we get letters doused with perfume and we know where they came from. We know where they came from, Mom. We got someone to put on a clean white suit for. What we need is what there ain't no substitute for. There is nothing like a mom. Nothing in the world. There is nothing down in Guam that is anything like a mom. When we're restless, when we're blue, when we're lonely and in grief, we feel every kind of feeling but the feeling of relief. When we're hungry as the wolf felt when he met Red Riding Hood, what don't we feel? We don't feel good. Lots of things in life are beautiful, but brother, there is one particular thing that is nothing whatsoever in any way, shape, or form like any other. There is nothing like a mom, nothing in the world. I'll get on the intercom and tell everyone about my mom. There is absolutely nothing like my mom. She's the bomb. So suppose that mom ain't right or completely free from flaws or as faithful as a bird dog or as kind as Santa Claus. It's a waste of time to worry over things that she has not. Be thankful for the things she's got. I'll repeat that she's the bomb, cause not many words rhyme with mom.
Yay! That's true. There's nothing like we should do that in a future segment where we should do a baseline sing along.
Yeah, I wish I had a bass voice. That guy in the movie, he gets down and makes your feelings rattle when he gets down to that last note.
Yeah.
That's all. You guys ever play Find the Bass when there's a Southern Gospel quartet and there's four of them? It's never the guy you think it is.
I know.
I was like, oh, it's the 4 foot tall guy. He can sing.
I know, it's amazing.
All right, so we got to before we bring out our special guests this evening, which are our moms.
Yay!
We got to show some artwork because we received some artwork for the Chubby Bruce characters, and we want you to know that we are feverishly working on a little script. We're trying to figure out how in the world we're going to take this eclectic group of drawings and form it into some sort of a cohesive, rational universe. And we haven't done that yet, but we do want we want to give an update on what we've got. And so in no particular order of importance, here are some of the, I don't think it's all of them, is it? I don't think it's every one of the drawings that we've received, but it's many of them. So if you don't see your drawing, if you send in a drawing and you don't see it here, it doesn't mean that we didn't like it. It just means that we're inept when it comes to technically putting them all together. Okay, so Juan DeVito.
It's not my fault.
That is the worst character for Chubby Bruce. Juan DeVito casting crowns.
Don't email me if you don't see your drawing.
All right, so
here they email me, but
here they are. Again, in no particular order. Alphabetical order. They're in alphabetical order, are they? Okay, so there's allergies, and if you can't read that, those are antihistamines there next to them. And yeah, we decided that antihistamine would be another name for a character.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
She's a
and maybe that would be her nephew, Allergies.
Yeah, perfect. The next door neighbor.
There's anorexic.
Oh, that's horrible.
She seems happy about it, though.
Look at her. Yeah, she doesn't look like she's suffering. And those shoes are
high.
Great. They're high.
Great.
That's Barrel Boy, I believe. He's not labeled, but I think that's Barrel Boy.
You just
go out on a limb on that one.
Yep. And there's Blunderbuss.
Blunderbuss.
Short-tempered.
As short-tempered as he is short.
He's always talking to his teeth.
He's pointing and making a fist. That is Cotton Eye.
Joe.
See, he's got that one eye made entirely out of cotton. I assume.
Everything is right with Cotton Eye Joe.
You say, why is he called Cotton Eye? Well,
Yeah.
okay, that's Noodle Arms.
Noodle arms.
And his
I like
eyes.
noodle arms.
He looks pretty happy too.
Yeah.
That's Stovetop, the gorgeous muscle man. And for some reason, he seems to be emitting sparkles out of his
Well, he
head.
could be a vampire.
Well, he's running to the bathroom. He's got some troubles down here in his stomach.
Look at that. Now, here's Sheepshank, if I'm not mistaken.
Good thing I got my clearly marked bottle of apple juice.
Where'd I put that apple juice?
That's a good one.
Non-alcoholic, I'm sure. And that's Tool Belt.
That's the
Well-
tiniest saw.
Yeah, he's got a little Tool
Well,
Belt there, but he's holding up a.
He's small, but he's mighty.
Yeah.
You know? He's definitely mighty.
And then there's Q-Tip.
Yeah. He's cool, man.
Q-Tip came in.
Q-Tip is cool.
Yeah, he's probably the saddest one so far.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like he's
always using sarcastic comments to hide his
he looks
sorrow.
troubled. And then this is actually a picture of Chubby Bruce and I think Biscuit Neck. I think that's Biscuit Neck. And the thing is about that particular Chubby Bruce is Andrew drew that one, my son, and I like it better than the one that I did. So we may be.
He's got a little bit of that anime. He's got the anime eyes.
Mhm.
Yep. I like
Yeah.
it.
Good.
And then this is another thing that Andrew drew.
We didn't get the title on that, did we?
No, I'm not sure who that is. And
Floppy
he
lip?
didn't- he's smoking a joint, it looks like.
Oh my gosh. I thought that was the rest of the mouth
I did too.
come out
but-
over the lip that's
and then
the top of
the
his lip
smoke
was
is just a tattoo, like a tear tattoo.
tear
Just-
tattoo.
Yeah. Well, that may be what it is. He may be chewing on a golf tee and crying. It could be that. So
A murder.
I don't know.
I ain't happy about it.
So there we go. Those are the characters that we've received so far. Hey, I know
could-
you too.
Can I put a call out for one particular?
Yeah.
We desperately need a dumpster fire. I am begging for a dumpster fire character.
Mr. Chin Fuzz.
Q-Tip looks like he drives a
Hot
classic
water.
car too. to me.
Hot dog water.
You got that hot dog water?
There you go. We need a dumpster file, and Rachel says, "All right." So
Yes.
I don't know if that means she's going to draw one or what, but yeah. So you can keep those pictures coming in this week if you've got if you've got an idea for a character that you think we should include. As standard stick figures. Stick figures are welcome. We're not
That
going
was
to
one of the
discriminate.
characters, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. We had an idea for somebody named Sticky. So send them in.
Sticky's perfect.
Sticky's perfect. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the featured guests this week. Really, the reason that we're all here is, and I mean literally the reason that we're all here, not just that we're doing the show, but the reason we're alive on this planet is because of our mothers. And so, without further ado, let's introduce them. Put your emojis together, your clapping emojis for Pat Oakes or Prisha, and my own dear mother, Nancy Granny. Grandma. All right. It is.
I'm just on the screen today to periodically provide children's quotes or funny things that my kids have said.
Okay.
Starting with this one.
Well, you are a mother, so you can.
I am a mother. Thank you for noticing.
I think
Mhm.
So when my son Colin was 5 years old, I said to him, sometimes I like to think about what it's going to be like when you're a grown-up man. And Colin said, oh, you like to think about when I'll be 11?
All right. So one of the things that we like to do with our guests is we have a little game that we call Affirm or Deny. And basically this is just a series of simple questions that we ask, and you, Mom and Pat, are going to either affirm or deny these questions. All right. So simple, softball questions, nothing to worry about.
Softball.
Softball.
All right. Can she not hear? Can my mom not hear?
So she could take off her headphones. I said you won't be able to hear him if you do.
Oh, okay. Well, she probably.
Yeah.
All right. So affirm or deny, and both of you do not have to agree on these answers. You're both welcome to give your own answers. Affirm or deny, you never really had eyes in the back of your head. Affirm or deny.
I'm never going to admit that.
That's not a no.
So you're gonna She's going to refuse to answer. Okay.
Well, I think I have, not all the time, but part of the time. Yeah.
Part of the time you actually did have eyes in the back of your head.
Yeah.
It's a sixth sense.
Okay, so we've got an affirm and a non-committal.
Yeah.
Refusal to answer.
A fifth.
Yeah, I've got and she pleads the fifth. All right. Second question. All those times that you knew about our misbehavior, it wasn't a little bird that told you. Affirm or deny.
Who came up with these questions?
Maybe next door told us you were on the roof.
Aha!
Oh.
She
But
was
their,
a little bird.
their last name is Bird,
What?
and they're quite short.
But it wasn't a little bird. Her last name was not Bird.
Yeah.
What's
I
that?
saw it on TV one night.
You saw John Thomas on TV one night?
Actually, it was Jason in John Thomas's car getting stopped by a highway patrolman. They had it on the 11 o'clock.
What?
Yeah.
So that wasn't a bird.
No.
It sure wasn't on Cops.
All of Knoxville saw that one. So
That's awesome.
Now we're getting somewhere. All right. Next question. Affirm or deny? Affirm or deny? You knew that our faces would not freeze that way, but you said it anyway. Affirm or deny?
these questions. The questions are funnier than the answers. I don't know.
Yeah, you guys are the funny ones.
So,
But you knew,
I
right?
I would say deny, because as someone whose face has frozen in that position,
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
Space
The-
really did
that's right.
freeze
The
that
chances
way.
are
That's right.
slim,
My
but not
mom was
zero.
like-
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, my mom felt really bad about that. I was like, you were right. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, son. I tried to warn you.
There is
listen
such a
to
thing
your
as a
mother.
mom's curse. Is that part of your affirm or deny?
All right. Affirm or deny? The quiet game wasn't ever actually a game. You just made it up.
Oh, we've been found out, Turbo.
We both played it, didn't we?
Yeah, we did lots of times. Yeah.
Only
Let's
one
play the
person
quiet
wins.
game. It's like the quiet game is not fun. Why do we always
It was fun for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. I got two more questions. Affirm or deny? Our rooms were never really like pigsties. Affirm or deny?
Oh, yes, they were. Oh, yes, they were.
She's going to
They
deny.
smelled like it and they looked like it. So, yes.
JT had a lot of mud in his and corn husks.
In terms of,
Yeah,
in his room.
probably. Yeah.
I will crush you with quietness. All right, last question. You told us that talking to us was like talking to a brick wall, but you never actually talked to brick walls. Affirm or deny?
Sometimes I felt like it. Yeah. Mhm.
I affirm. I never talked to a brick wall.
I appreciate your honesty after all of these years.
Found me out.
All right. The reason that that we wanted to have you guys come on, well, first of all, is because you are constantly being requested by the rest of the SKU's audience. It's like we want to have.
We know.
We know. And so we wanted to give you a chance. To give some of the reasons. I've got two more questions. And the first one is, I want you to give us some reasons why raising your boys was delightful. Some of the reasons that raising John Thomas and me, Mom.
It has to be you.
Well, it has. Yes, it doesn't have to be me. You want to talk about David or Bonnie instead?
Bonnie.
Let's do that. Let's ascertain which of your three children is the favorite right now. Let's do that before.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
David always told you that he was the favorite. Always told me you were the favorite, but I was never convinced
That I was the favorite.
the favorite. David always told me that David was the favorite, but I was never convinced.
Oh, you were never convinced?
I loved you both.
Well, that's a thing that moms say.
Not funny, is it?
So what is it? What is one of the highlights? I guess one of the things that was great about raising any of your children. It doesn't have to be the children that are present. We can.
The great thing about you, John, is that you were always positive. And I used to say you'd wake up in the morning at 5 o'clock, cheerful. And I used to say you were chirpy in the morning, just like a little bird. Now,
chirpy.
You're still kind of chirpy.
New nickname.
Mm-hmm. I'm very bird-like in the morning.
I agree with Turbo Granny. I don't think John Thomas was ever unhappy or miserable, and he made everybody else happy. And when he was about 13 months old, maybe, I had to have braces put on his feet because his feet turned in like this. His brother made fun of him, but later in life. But anyway, we had this brace, and his feet were forced out this way. And he would lay in his crib with his brace up in the air, asleep. And he would wake up in the morning happy. And that just amazed me. He was always that way, just like you, John.
So this is why you are comedians today, because you're still making people happy.
Yeah, yeah. Jason, when he got in grade school later, he found out about the braces, and he brought home a March of Dimes card for John Thomas.
That's that's
that envelope for a long time.
All right. That's fantastic.
It had one dime in it, yeah.
Probably from Pat. Time from
right.
Mom.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's why we don't have Brother's Day. We just have Mother's Day. All right. So now I want to know about things that your boys did, and you can talk about me this time, Mom, if you want. But I prefer you talk about David. That made you want to give it all up. That made you go, "This it's just not worth it." Having these boys. There has to be stories like that, like the time I was up on the roof with the chair. Didn't that make you kind of want to go, yeah, this may have been a mistake?
You spent a lot of time on the roof, and I didn't know about it because I couldn't see you. But the lady next door, who you thought was so sweet, and she loved you boys, and she didn't want to see her So
She was a rat.
you never caught her.
Oh,
Snitches get stitches.
Snitches get stitches. That's right.
That's right.
No, the one with John. John didn't get into much trouble, but when he did, he really did it big. And probably the two things he did. Well, one thing he did was he shot the windows out of the car with a BB gun. So he was out in the yard and he couldn't imagine how that happened, but he just
But
put the gun and
like all the windows.
just one.
Just one.
Okay.
Figured it out after
This is how they're going.
the
Taking them all out.
No, it was a really old BB gun. It was an old BB gun that my father had, and I didn't think it would even carry across the yard, and so I just squeezed off around, and the back window of the car just went push and just spider webbed, and yeah.
And he's standing there looking shocked. He can't believe what happened. He never could believe it.
Well, the thing is, there were about 1,000 other things I could have shot at, but I picked the window thinking it will never make it that far, and yeah, it was not a good idea.
I never heard that alibi before.
That's when you aim for the brother.
The
For
other
the brother.
drove the car through the garage door. That was pretty good too. We had a car with a clutch, and if you don't have the clutch in and you turn the key, the car hops forward. And I left him in the car for 5 minutes. He was about 12, and he decided to scoot over and turn the key on, and the car hopped right through the garage door. Those were his biggest ones. And Pat, match that.
Oh.
Well, first of all, I know this is a comedy show, but I would never, ever have sent our boys back or wish I hadn't had them. I would go back right now and do it all over again. And I mean that. But I will tell one story about John Thomas and his brother. We didn't make a lot of money, but every now and then we would see a good movie and decide to take the boys out for a treat and go to the movie. So we were going to see, what was it, honey? Blackbeard's Ghost. And we stopped at Long John Silver's to eat before we got there.
Theme.
And Jason was, yeah. What?
On the way, I had to call him down.
Oh, yeah. Well, on the way over there, Tommy had to call him down. And he said, if you do one more thing, we're not going to go see Blackbeard's Ghost. So they got quiet, and we went into Long John Silver's. And John Thomas picked up the vinegar bottle and aimed it at his brother and hit the bottom. And the vinegar went straight in Jason's eyes. And he started screaming. Well, the food had already been ordered, so we went ahead and ate, and we got in the car, and Tommy turned the opposite direction, and the boys said, John Thomas, I think, Jason was still crying. He said, Dad, where are we going? And Tommy said, home. And he said, but I thought we were going to see Blackbeard's Ghost. And he said, I told you if you did one more thing, we were going home. And to this day, we have never gotten to see Blackbeard's Ghost. One of the saddest things of my life.
Okay, two things.
It's all John Boy's fault. Yeah.
Did you ever do anything? How do you just let it sting, or did you try to pour water in his eye or something? Or
I just let him sit there and cry.
Yeah. What are you gonna? I don't know what the solve for that is. And the other thing is, when you're mad at your brother, you never have better aim at anything. When you're mad at your brother, it's like, I guarantee you, if you ask JT, you'd say, just on a whim, I just hit the bottle and bullseye. You'd never hit it in a million years, except when you're mad at your brother.
That was the most relaxing meal ever.
He's ashamed, but I'm guaranteeing you he's a little proud of himself.
Yeah.
Bullseye.
Yeah. So the entire Oaks family has never seen Blackbeard's Ghost as a result of JT and Jason.
All John Thomas's fault.
That's way worse than anything I've ever done. That's way worse than driving through a garage door.
And Jason never ate at Long John Silver's again.
I've got another kid quote.
Okay.
You ready? This is when my daughter Cammie was 3, who's my oldest. And I said, "What's your full name?" And she goes, and I said, "Cameron what?" And she goes, "Cameron." And I said, "Cameron Joelle what?" And she goes, "Cameron Joelle, get your clothes on right now."
That's her whole name.
Julia says that Blackbeard's Ghost is on Disney Plus and she's going to watch it.
Yes, I was going to say that.
Just so she can gloat.
Take that, JT.
He's not allowed to see it. He's not allowed to see it.
Still, yeah.
The ban is still on.
You're still punished.
I respect that.
That's one long time out. I'll tell you that.
Mom's law stands.
Well, it's important to make it's important to draw some lines.
Yeah.
And that's what, Tommy said, we're not going to see that movie if you don't straighten up. And so
He said if you do one more thing, it's
meant it.
pretty specific, and they did one more thing. So
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
He meant it.
Yeah, one
Stick
more
to your
thing.
guns. That is.
You got to be consistent.
Yeah.
There's the Bible, and then there's Mom's law.
right.
Stay forever.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I have a few. I have a few weird news items that I have dredged up that I think it'd be fun to play the game with the mothers and get their perspective on what these
Yes.
pictures might be. So I've got a few. I've got a few items that are
Oh, she's
ripped
getting to see them first.
from today's headlines, and we're going to put some pictures up here, and then you guys have to try to figure out what the
What?
news item is. Shouldn't have our producer's having a hard time getting there.
Producer. Oh,
All right, so the first picture is this, and you have to try to figure out. You have to figure out what's going on here.
I think that's in the news, Grandma.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know unless I don't know. The yellow car has something to do with it. Yellow cars are really, really fast, and the panda bear is probably maybe.
I like that she looks at that picture and says, yellow car, and that's what she keys in on.
Hey, it's like the comedian, right? You go for the opposite of whatever else sees.
There's something else in that picture that most other people notice first, but
The
my
bear.
mom says a yellow
That's
car. Yeah.
that's
I
a
noticed the
green
power
lawn.
lines.
That's a green lawn back there.
So have you got any guess? What do you think? If you don't know, just make something up.
it could be a parade, just on one side, going that way.
The bear's trying to hit ride.
That's a great idea.
They left the traffic lane open on the other side, and the parade.
Right.
That'd make
They
a
don't-
great.
That would be fantastic. They don't block off the whole road for the parade. just
That's
half
funny.
of it.
It's like that'd make a good sad song. The loneliest parade. The chipmunk's walking all by himself and opposing all the traffic lanes.
There to see this.
Here comes the El Camino.
They're extra comfortable though. Those shoes are comfortable.
I was going to point out those shoes. I've never seen a bear in shoes like that before.
Not shoes like that. No.
I would say
Usually they're loafers, right? Like a nice penny loafer.
Usually.
A nice penny loafer
Yeah.
or a wingtip.
Yeah.
Classier shoes.
I guess it's someone like broke down on the way to Comic-Con and they're walking.
I thought he was
yeah.
getting dropped off.
Yeah.
It's
At
like-
Comic-Con.
Anyway.
That's not bad.
Isn't this somebody who's walking across America for a cause in a bear suit?
See, JT,
You did not get that right.
You're on the right track. Jesse Larios says he does not know exactly what inspired him to dress up as the character he has named Bearsun, Bearsun, and start the 400-mile trek He's walking from Los Angeles to San Francisco.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. But he has been pleased with the attention the move has received. It was
a car got to do with it.
Well, it just happens to be in the picture.
He's a supporter.
Yeah, Jesse is here's a quote. He says, "It was an impulse decision for sure. I didn't plan it out," said this 33-year-old in the brown and white suit that he designed. So he designed the suit. It began April 12th and has morphed into something bigger, drawing fans from all over.
Designed it. Looks like he got it from a Japanese website.
Yeah.
I don't think he designed it. He probably picked the color. Oh, I designed it. I got the brown one.
Exactly. I got the shoes.
Yeah, that's the design part.
So he started a GoFundMe, which has raised $7,100, and upon reaching San Francisco, he plans to hold an online vote to determine where to donate the money.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
He's walking 400 miles in a bear suit. Now, he's been making stops along the way to sleep and eat, but not much else, it says. He visits gas stations for meals and to clean up, and he just sleeps inside the suit wherever he finds himself at the end of the day.
Yeah. I have a friend who, no lie, did something very similar. He didn't dress up like a costume or whatever, but he did walk from San Francisco to Los Angeles, slept out like homeless, no shelter, no whatever, to raise money for the homeless healthcare of Los Angeles. So I just want to give my friend Frank a shout out because he did something amazing like that too. So really cool.
Yeah, that's the thing. He had a plan. This guy started walking and goes, you know what? Maybe I'll give the money to somebody.
Yeah. He's like, it's Thursday. What do I want to do today?
He just went out
to San Francisco.
He went out for a walk in his mascot outfit, which was evidently suited with some sort of a relief device in there. That's probably part of the design. As if he's not stopping for anything else, he's probably got a bag in there that we don't want to know about.
I don't know. Well, bears just go in the woods, I think, don't they?
That is the question, isn't it? Sad cousin of the Teletubbies. This is
all right. There's that. What's the next picture? What do you guys have any guesses on this?
It's something that's been found.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a really bad cake.
Yeah, it's fruitcake. Yeah, fruitcake from 1900.
Yeah, that's something dug up, some sort of like gold bar or not gold.
Yeah,
bar,
it's the most regifted fruitcake of all time. Guinness has recorded that it's been regifted.
A cookie tin.
Let's see, 121 times if you go by the cooking tin. Anyway.
Yeah, you're on the right track. It's a tin. It's not a fruitcake.
It's not cookie.
Is it a snuff?
Snuff. I was going to say snuff.
No, it's not. It's not cookies. It's not fruitcake.
It was found. It was something found.
Yeah.
Under somebody's driveway when they dug it up.
Or a time capsule. That's what Sherry said.
I wish you a happy new year, says.
Yeah.
It's not a time capsule, and it wasn't dug up under a driveway, though I appreciate your being specific about that.
Eat outdated war rations.
Yes, that's definitely who said that?
Rachel King.
It's a bar of chocolate.
A bar of chocolate from South Africa.
It's a bar of chocolate.
Yeah.
It was actually
Victoria.
Oh my gosh.
Commissioned
bar chocolate. It looked bad.
Commissioned by Queen Victoria for British troops fighting in South Africa. Been found in its original tin in the attic of an English manor.
Wow.
So that's a bar of chocolate. It's 121-year-old chocolate.
Weird.
120-year-old chocolate.
Also found in the attic 120-year-old marshmallows and 120-year-old graham crackers. They never had the s'mores.
The
Sad
world's
story.
oldest s'mores. The National Trust said it was found by a guy named, let's see, what's it say here? Belonged to an English aristocrat who fought in the Second Boer War, Sir Henry Edward Paston Bedingfield. Sir Henry Edward Paston Bedingfield, and was found in his helmet case at his family's ancestral home.
Yeah,
500
don't need that. It belongs to Sir Henry.
That's right. It's kind of where the O. Henry candy bar came from, but it's Sir Henry.
Yes.
This is how long my wife will let a candy bar sit around our house. When she's like,
121
that's mine. That's mine. You don't eat that. And I'm like, but you haven't touched. You're not. It doesn't matter. It's my chocolate. It's been 120 years, Melody. It does not matter. It's my chocolate.
It's not yours. Yeah. Well, Anna Forrest of the Cultural Heritage Curator at the National Trust, she said, you wouldn't want to eat it as your Easter treat, but it's still complete and a remarkable find. And I would beg to differ with that. I would totally eat that if somebody gave me that.
Man, it's a new TikTok challenge.
Right.
Hashtag 120-year-old chocolate.
I wouldn't eat it for Easter, but Halloween, I go right ahead.
Have y'all ever bought chocolate from like a gas station and it's already kind of powdery looking? And you ever get that?
Yeah.
No, I can only imagine I need to see a picture of this. I'm gonna Google it later.
Or it was like they put the stand out in the sun and it would melt, and then they bring it in.
Reform it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I hate that.
Yeah.
It's still good though.
I would at least like it.
At least lick it. You can know.
Wouldn't
you
you
could
be
know,
curious?
like, in the future, you could say that tastes like 121-year-old chocolate. Somebody goes, "How do you know?" You can say, "That's an interesting question."
Yeah.
See,
Troy has the right question. How much would you need to eat that? And
I was thrown out of a
Not much.
museum once. Let me tell you that story.
All right. The last
Holy
picture. What is it?
found the
Tombstone.
What'd you
It
say?
is. It's not a tombstone. Not a tombstone. That's a
I was
good
going to
guess.
say they found a missing piece of Stonehenge. And
I was thinking
What'd you say, Mom?
Stonehenge. It looks like something that
It's a chocolate bar found at Stonehenge.
this is Stone Fringe.
It is a stone. You're correct about that.
You
You're
wouldn't
on the-
like pull wool over our eyes here and like act like it's a news story, but it's really like leftover from a construction site or something. This means something, right?
No, I wouldn't
You're
do
gonna make
that
us
to
go-
you
okay.
guys.
It's had Minecraft house.
I wouldn't do that and ruin the credibility of this show. No,
Right.
I would not
Integrity is our number one priority. Rock
Is that,
the truck.
Is that an L on the rock? Is that a specific letter L?
do that. There is a mark.
It's a
there is
medieval
marking.
stanchion. They would put
Stanchion.
ribbons on it and make people stand in lines for the bread.
It used to be under a shrubbery.
we need shrubbery.
Dracula.
Yeah, it's a.
Ooh,
It is a. I'll give you a hint. It's not from America.
Okay.
It's European.
Is it
it-
in Ireland?
No, it's in. Well, it's actually in between Belgium and France.
A border marker.
Oh,
That's
Or
what
like
Stefan said. Give credit to Stefan.
property
Yeah, it's a
mark.
property
Is it
marker.
something
That's
from the war?
Yep. And what happened was there was a Belgian farmer who
Had a dog.
Belgian farmer had a dog, and your horse's name.
NGO.
So he moved it. He moved the stone marker and basically changed the size of France. He made France smaller when he moved that rock. He shifted the border of France. Two areas are directly affected by the moved stone are the French commune in Bourgenys-sur-Roc and the Belgian municipality of Ercolines, which are both rural lands located of the North Sea. And so yeah, he changed the size of the countries when he moved that rock out of his way for some, I guess, to mow or something.
And he has now proclaimed himself king.
Yeah, right.
I am king of the rock. This is my land.
But it says the 5 years before the treaty, the Napoleon Bonaparte led the Battle of Waterloo, which targeted this region. And after that battle, they put these markers down, and that's how they tell where the country borders are. But it's 2021, and we're still marking with 300-year-old rocks.
I'm trying to figure out how he picked this thing up. Like, did he use an ox or something, or did he just wrap his arms around it? How big was this Belgian?
Well, they're big Belgians.
Actually, the rock is only about this high. It's just a really close up. It just picks it up. It's like the size of a domino. It's just like, here we go.
Take that, you French monsters. Just move it over.
Don't you think it should be bigger? No, it's big enough.
Where's our rock? Where did it go?
No, it's a Belgian, and he had his horses to help him. You can do a lot with a Belgian horse or two.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's true.
The voice of experience there.
Equestrians. My mom has shifted the borders of some countries in
Yes,
her day.
You guys remember Prussia? Not anymore. Not with a couple of Belgian draft horses and Grandma Turbo.
Right. It's France. Now you see it. Now you don't.
Get her done.
Okay, that's all I have for weird news. Peach, do you have another or kid quote before we move into the last thing here?
I'm glad you asked.
I thought you would be.
Emmy is my third child. When Emmy was 4, she tells me, I'm going to get up out of bed at 10. I'm going to get up at 10. And then she hops out of bed. And I said, but it's not 10 o'clock yet. And she said, okay, I'll just wake up at this o'clock, I guess.
That's the best way to ask the time.
Yep.
All right. I found some stories, some mom stories that were in Reader's Digest, and so I will read a few of them. And if anybody gets inspired to share a mom story of their own when you hear these, then feel free to chime in. So, Juan, Brian, JT, anybody.
We have to listen to you tell stories about us.
No, this is not about you.
Okay.
These are other people's moms.
All right.
So you can laugh at other people's moms. My mother had just finished taking a CPR class at a local college when she and I were in the mall and saw a big crowd gathered around a still body. Mom took off running at a speed I didn't know that she could muster, yelling, "Everybody back! I know the CPR!" Just as she threw herself next to the body and was about to begin, a strong pair of hands pulled her to her feet. "Ma'am," said the police officer beside her, "we are trying to arrest this man."
Nice.
Well, that reminds me of one. I was, we were in Manhattan one day, and they were doing construction on one of the buildings, and so they had the sidewalk down to almost one lane and scaffolding everywhere. So once you got in the lane, you had to keep going like a cow in a corral. And so we're going down through here like this, and all of a sudden there was a little wide spot in the sidewalk, and Mom and Dad were a few paces ahead of me. And this guy stepped out of the wide spot and got right in front of me and just matched me and wouldn't let me pass.
3 guys.
And so at that point, I felt somebody behind me, like pushing up against me. And he was moving with me too. And then a third guy came and they were cornering. And Mom turned around and saw this happen. And she came like a salmon upstream through that crowd. And she goes, "What is going on here?" And she reached through and grabbed my arms and just dragged me through those 3 guys. And they all started laughing and going, "Whoa, take it easy, Mama. Take it easy, Mama." But if it hadn't been for my mom, I would have been mugged on a sidewalk in New York City by 3 guys.
What is going on here? Mother and I were discussing our mutual weight problem one evening when I challenged her to a contest. If I lost the most weight in the next month, I would not have to pay her the $6 that I owed her. If she lost the most weight, I would have to pay up. All right, Mom agreed, but let's wait 2 weeks before we start. There are some things I have to eat first.
Right.
She was thinking about the cake raffle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe she had a 121-year-old chocolate bar. Yeah.
Dump cake.
Dump
She
cake.
had a dump cake. Gotta finish this dump cake.
It was dump cake season.
My friend Emily and her mother bumped into an old family acquaintance on the street. Is this your daughter? The woman asked. I remember her when she was about this high. How old is she now? Without pausing, Emily's mom said 24. Emily, 35, nearly fainted on the spot. When the woman left, Emily asked her mom why she told such a whopper. Emily, her mother replied, I've been lying about my age for so long, it suddenly dawned on me that I'd have to start lying about yours too. Here, keep making that face and it's going to freeze that way, was what my mother used to say to us kids. I knew times had changed recently when she caught my sister scowling and warned, keep making that face and you're going to need Botox.
Oh, that's nice.
Great.
Yeah, at least she's keeping up with the times. Mom had a small decorative windmill in her yard. A storm broke one of the blades, causing the windmill to shake violently. Dad announced that he would take care of it and rebalance the windmill by snapping off the opposing blade. Watching him, Mom remarked, I hope I never break a leg.
You got to balance her out. You can't,
right.
you can't just let her wobble around like that.
All right, Peach, you have another quote?
Of course I do.
My children talk constantly.
Keep
It's all
running
gold.
Kids.
I have entire books.
I know.
I have whole books for kid quotes. Okay, so when this is Colin again, when he was 4, I was mad at him because I kept finding candy wrappers all over the place. He would steal candy and other food, and then he'd hide the wrappers. So I said, okay, now I have to hide the protein bars again. And I said it just like that. Okay, now I have to hide the protein bars again. And Colin goes, why? And I said, because you can't stop eating them. And he goes, no, I will stop when they're all gone.
No lies detected.
And we have to hide them. All right. While rummaging through her attic, my friend Catherine found an old shotgun. Unsure how to dispose of it, she called her parents. Take it to the police station, her mother suggested. My friend agreed and was about to hang up when her mother added, oh, and Catherine, call first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's some good advice.
Don't just walk into the police station brandishing a gun. My cousin was in love and wanted to introduce his bride-to-be to his hypocritical mother. But in order to get an unbiased opinion, he invited over 3 other females as well and didn't tell his mom which one he intended to marry. After the 4 women left, he asked his mother, can you guess which one I want to marry? The one with short hair. Yes. How did you know? Because that's the one I didn't like.
Oh man.
He tried the shell game on his mom and it didn't work.
All right, we got time for one more. I can't tell the difference between a rose and a dandelion, so when it came time to fix up my garden, I had no clue which plants to keep and which ones to remove. Until, that is, my mother gave me this handy tip. Pull them all up. If it comes back, it's a weed.
It's true.
Yep.
There you go, gardening tips from Mom. All right, Peach. One last quote from your mom book, and then
Which one do you want me to do?
we'll. I don't know. They're all good.
How about Cammie's raccoon story?
That's good.
That one's a little longer. Hold on,
Yep.
let me find it. By the way, you can put your mom stories and your kid quotes in the comments. Even after we wrap up, we'll go back and
Mm-hmm. We will do that, and we will steal them.
Is it? Well, I may just have to tell it from memory.
You know it from memory.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. So we were in the car on the way home from my mom and dad's house, actually, and Luke was driving, and all of a sudden we heard this big ka-thump, and I kind of let out a little, oh, and we hit something. And Cammie from the back seat, Cammie was probably 4. 4 is the best age for quotes.
Yeah.
And Cammie goes, what was that? What was that? What was that? And Luke goes, it was a raccoon. And Cammie goes, and you crashed it? Luke goes, yes. And she goes, with your car? Which is very devastated. And he goes, yeah, I couldn't stop. It ran in the road and I hit it. And she goes, and it's hurt? And I said, I'm pretty sure it's dead. And there was a pause from her while she contemplated that. And so I took the opportunity to impart some wisdom. And I said, that's why you need to be very careful when cars are nearby, because they could hit you. And Luke was like, yeah, they won't be able to stop. And Cammie goes, it could get me dead. And he goes, yeah, if you run into the road, they won't be able to stop. Just like I couldn't stop when I hit that raccoon. And I said, yes, they could really hurt you. And that's why you have to be careful when we cross the street. Please remember that. And she said, okay, I be careful. I be careful when I a raccoon.
Someday when you grow up to be a raccoon, remember this.
Great.
All right. It was really fun having our moms on the show. It's always fun to have our moms on the show. Last time you guys were on the show, you plotted to murder us, and this time it was a slightly different vibe. Yeah.
Just not John.
Yeah, just not John.
Not John.
Yeah.
Why didn't you wear your hat, Mom? I know you have it.
Well, I do have it, but
I have to wear the headphones.
I had besides, you said wear the hat, and I told Amanda the hat doesn't match my top, so I didn't wear it.
Oh, okay.
If that means a lot to you, next time I'll wear it.
No, I don't. You never disappoint me, no matter what you do, whether you wear a hat or not. It's all fine.
Thank you, John.
You're her new favorite, John.
That's what I was shooting for.
My favorite now.
He's not disappointed. He's just upset. He's just mad.
Furious.
Just go back.
So it's time for the snappy wrap up. And does our producer have a snappy wrap up?
I have to assign the snappy wrap up to John and JT. So we're going to say goodbye to Brian.
Happy Mother's Day.
Bye,
and
Brian.
Juan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I also have to share the video because Dad didn't get to do this last time, and neither did JT. Neither one of you saw the video last week.
Right. So how are we doing this?
So I'm going to give you an impression you have to do, or a style you have to do the snappy wrap up, and then the video is going to play, and you guys have to meet that challenge while the credits are rolling.
So the credits are not only the announcements, but it's also our Click members, and so we have to read those as best we can. Yeah.
No way you're going to be able to read all of them, but here we go.
Challenge accepted.
Okay, so you're going to read the credits tonight as if you are your mothers. Ready?
It's
what is I couldn't see that. But can we go back? Can we back that up?
The comedian. Do we have to do this? The podcast of FLF.
So and Brian and Troy and Donna
John.
and Amber. And why is John's name in there? John, did you need to put your name?
Chili, is that chili? Chili, like the chili in the bowl. Donation Duck. Who is?
Don't forget
August. That somebody's name? Donation Duck.
It's somebody would name their child.
Brian.
Duck.
Brian has a website.
Brian. He's so funny. I like him so much. I like Brian. I wish that Brian. And there's
Juan DeVivo, he's a musician.
he is a
I
musician.
like
And he
him.
plays
He's
for
a
that
musician.
band. What's the name of that band that he plays for?
Wearing the hat, wearing the royal hats or something. I
And
think that's the name of it.
and Dean and Tracy and Larry York.
and Elaine. Larry
I
and
don't know
Elaine.
what to say.
is
Something
the
that
last
people are
thing-
going to remember.
What do you want people to remember?